Hi friends, welcome to Crown Canada. If you want to save some money and you want to file your Super Visa application by yourself without any agent, this video is for you. Today we're gonna talk about how to fill out that 3 forms which we need in Super Visa, column by column in detail. So let's get started. For Super Visa, we need 3 forms. That is must. I told about 2 other forms which is you need to fill out if it is applicable to you, but in most cases we don't need them. So I'm gonna talk about 3 main forms which we need for Super Visa application. The first form is IMM 5484, which is a document checklist. In this form, you need to just tick in the boxes here. Like if you fill this application form, you done this, you are ready to put in an envelope, you can tick here family information form. Like this form we don't need, so we're gonna leave this blank, we're gonna leave this one blank if it doesn't applicable to you. Same for document checklist. If you have payment receipt, click here. If you have photocopy of your passport, all information pages, tick here. So we're gonna do that in this form. So this is basically a checklist. You're gonna check all the documents when you done your whole application ready. So we're gonna come back on this form later. Right now we're gonna go on main application form, which is IMM 5257. This is application for visitor visa. So let's start with question number 1, which is immigration number, UCI number. And in case of Super Visa, you will not have that number, so we're gonna leave it blank. The second question, I want service in you have only 2 options, English and French, so we're gonna choose English. Visa requested, you have 2 options, visitor visa and transit visa, so we're gonna do visitor visa here. Then we're gonna go on personal detail. In personal detail, you need to write your full name. In first column, family name, and in second column, given name. So if you have your family name and given name means first name, family name means last name or surname, we call it in India sometimes. So if you have both on your passport, you need to fill everything here which is on your passport, on your travel document. So if you have both the names written there, first name and last name, given name and family name, you can fill as it is. Like if I'm writing here, suppose I'm writing, I'm sorry, my caps lock is on. So Anita is the first name, given name and family name is Gupta. But if on your passport you have only given name, sometimes it's written together, like sometimes if you have Singh name, so we have Balbir Singh, we have Sukhpal Singh, so they are written together, like I'm writing here Anita Gupta. So it's like this. Then you can leave your given name blank here and you're gonna write this whole name together in family name. So we're gonna leave the first call given name blank here and we're gonna write whole name here in the family name column. The second question, have you ever used any other nickname? So we all have nicknames at home, but doesn't matter. If you use this name on your legal document somewhere, you can say yes, and the same formula, given name and family name, like first question. But if you don't have any nickname on legal documents, so we're gonna say no here. So then it will not ask you anything. Then we're gonna choose question number 3, male or female. Then we're gonna do date of birth here, year first. Suppose I'm writing about 1955, 1st January, whatever date on your passport. Place of birth, you're gonna write whatever on your passport or your other national documents. So suppose I'm writing Chandigarh. And country, you're gonna write here whatever country you are in. Suppose I'm writing India. This should be on your passport or some other documents. Citizenship, I'm a citizenship, so then you're gonna write again which country you belong to, you have citizen of. So I am writing here India again. And next, question number 7, current country or territory of residence. So if you are citizen of India or your other countries, but you are staying somewhere else for at temporary visa or at work visa or something, so you can write it here. But in parents case, mostly we live in our country, so I'm gonna write again India here, because most cases you will have this. Then status, you are a citizen of there, and when you fill citizen here, they will not ask you from to anything here. Next question, previous countries or territories of residence. So if you moved to somewhere or you lived somewhere in past, you need to fill out that information here. So then you can write here yes, and you want to write which country you visited to, and here you're gonna write status, like you are permanent resident, visitor, citizen, whatever you are there, or from which date to which date. Otherwise we're gonna click here no if you haven't gone anywhere before. Country or territory we are applying, same country or territory of residence. So from where you are applying for this visa. In super visa case, mostly parents, you are applying from your country, so we're gonna say yes, it's the same country as my residence. If it's different same, you're gonna say no. They will ask you which country you are applying from, what is your status there, you are citizen, visitor, worker, what there, and from which date to which date. Question number 10, your current marital status. If you are married, you're gonna say married, single, divorced, whatever situation is there, but in my case I'm gonna say married. If you are married or common law relationship, provide the date. So from which date. If you have your marriage certificate, you have that date. If you don't have marriage certificate or any other document for that, you can write just one date and keep that date for record. So suppose if I'm writing it 1977, suppose, and I can write second month, 15th date. So you can choose any date, whatever you have there. So this is the date of marriage. Provide the name of your current spouse, common law partner. So same, you wanna apply the same rule. If you have given name and family name different on your passport, on the spouse partner passport, that's good. If you don't, so write whole name here in the just a minute, this had just little bit, I need to fix this. Okay, there was an extra space. So you're gonna write here, suppose I'm writing Deepak Gupta, and I'm leaving the given name blank. But if you have on your passport both the name, you can write Deepak in given name and Gupta in the family name. Let's move to next question. Next one is question number 11. Have you previously been married or in common law relationship before? If you get divorced and you are in common law relationship, that relationship broken, you can write yes here and provide the name of that person, the date of birth that person, what kind of relationship it was common law or married, and from which date to which date. If there is no, so you can say no, and they will not ask any information here. Next is a native language. What is your mother tongue? So you can go for Punjabi here. I think so we need to select here, so I will go P and go a little bit down, and I will select from here. So if you have Hindi, you can write Hindi, or if you have any other language, whatever language you have at home, you can write that here. Are you able to communicate in English or French? If you are, say yes. If you are not, say no. If you are yes, English or both. Otherwise you say neither. And in which language you can most ease, so you can say they are not giving this option to us, so I think so English is the best option for now. Have you taken a test? So that's for not super visa, that's for the visitor visa, work permit visa, or they are traveling for some other region, so we will say no here. Then we're gonna go next. Here you need to fill out your passport information, your passport number. I will just say something random here because I don't want to fill here my passport number. And country of issue, so the country of issue, like I say India here for myself, you can say whatever country it is. Issuing date, so what date it got issued, you can select from here. How old your passport is, suppose if I'll say maybe this, so I'll choose this. And expiry date, so it will be 5 year or 10 year from now. So whatever the expiry date on your passport, you're gonna write here. We need to fill out this application very correctly. So I'll go for 10 years because mostly Indian passports are 10 year for adults, so that's why I'm looking for that. So I will say this here. Question number 5 in passport section. For this trip, will you use a passport issued by Taiwan? So I'll say no, because they are not asking this question to you because you told already India. If you told if it is Taiwan or something, they will ask you this detail. Then national identity document. Do you have a national identity document? Yes, you need to provide a national ID document. That is your passport is also that, but you can use your Aadhaar card also. So whatever document you are using, you will say yes. Write your document number here. Suppose I will write something. Actually, I don't know how Aadhaar card look like, so I will write any number here, but you can write your passport too. Same, you can write your country of issuing, so in which country it was issued to you, so you can go down here India. What was the date of issuing? So I don't know when they started Aadhaar card. Maybe I'll say that, and if they get expired, okay, otherwise you will write any date here or leave it like this. Maybe I will write something. I will leave it because I don't know if there is an expiry date on Aadhaar card or not. This is for USPR card, so we will leave this document. We don't need this document. We will say, are you lawful or green card holder? So we will say no, and they will not ask anything to us. Next question is about our current mailing address. So mailing address, where they gonna post you the documents if they need to. So you're gonna give this mailing address. You can give your residential address, or you can give some, if you are living in a village, you need the fast service, you can give any relatives address here if they live in city or town. So whatever you prefer. Like if I'm writing here, I am so actually I don't know this kind of address exist somewhere in Chandigarh or not, but just I'm writing it. Okay, so like suppose I'm writing city, you can use your right address. Country, I will say India again. Then they will not ask you province or state, your postal code. Okay, if you want to fill a district, so I don't know, postal code of Chandigarh 2 and your district, suppose it's a UT, so you don't need to write. If you want to, it's up to you. Residential address, if it is same as a mailing address, you can say yes. If you say no, you need to, if you say no, you need to fill out your residential address here. But if you say yes, then you don't need to fill anything here. It's up to you, like which address you gave up here. Accordingly, you need to fill this question. Telephone number, I will say give your telephone number. So first we're gonna choose, like if I say cellular, and country code for India, and then I'll give a number, suppose 98701614, something like that. I don't know this number just or not. Alternative number, you can give an alternative number for if someone else number you want to give that in some regions. And email address is, I will say email address necessary. Children, you can give your email address here, because if you give your email address, the process will be fast. If they need any document from you, they will just email you and you can submit it right away. But if you are choosing the other method, the post office method, it will take long time. So email is good, so you can fill out any person's email here if you want to. Here I did not choose other. If you're Canada and US, you're gonna write this, otherwise you're gonna write others here. So then you're gonna do this. I'm sorry about that. So email address, write any ABC email address, whatever you have here. Now we're gonna move to the sponsor's detail of visit to Canada. So what is your purpose of visit? So obviously you are using super visa for parents and grandparents. And how long you plan to stay, you can write 1 year here. So you can choose any date. Suppose you are applying for visa today, and you can choose somewhere in the February or March or whatever you are planning to, and you can write from there one date, like for 1 year, 2 or 6 months, or whatever you feel okay. It's not a problem, because you can stay for 2 years at a time in super visa. Funds available for my stay, so here you can write $10,000 or whatever you bring with you, or if you don't, you can write $0. You can write anything here, because your children taking the responsibility of your expense. Next है name, address, relationship of any person or instructions I will visit. Then you're gonna write your children's name here. So suppose you are writing here, you are visiting your son, so you can write here, I write anything here, Monu Gupta. What is the relationship here? Son or daughter, or address in Canada. Suppose you are writing 17 Street, Winnipeg. Manitoba, postal code, and Canada. So you can write postal code here. I'm writing all this fake address, it's not right. And if you're gonna visit 2 kids there, you can write both name or one name, it doesn't matter, but you need to provide one for sure. Then you can write your education. If you want to show your education, you can write there. So you need to write from which date to which date you did your master's degree, like have you had post secondary education or university or some kind of training after your grade 12. So you can write there field of study, from which school you did, from which country you did, city did, and from which country. When you choose country, it will go by itself if you choose India. So you can write, and if you don't want to show, you can say no, because it doesn't matter here. Employment, if you are on pension there or something, you had employment or you are working right now, so then you can show there, that's a really good thing. If you are right now working and you had pension before, you can write there, because then they will think that you gonna go back for, because you have your job there or you are getting your pension there, so you will go back. So here you can write from which date to which date, on which occupation, in which company, in which city, in which country you are working right now or you worked last time. So in this you gonna write other way around, like the current one, like if you get retired in 2020, so you're gonna write first from where you get retired, from before that where you are working number 2, and before that where you working number 3, like this. So you're gonna go to current to the past, past, and past for this employment history. And if you don't want to show anything, at least you need to show something. So like if I'm writing here 19, I said my birth date is 55, so I will go nearby 20 year, I will say 1965. Month, any month you can write. So current activity, or I will say farmer here, and company, agriculture. If you have your own shop or something, you can write that, it's not a problem. And from which date, so you, whatever the date today, you can write, because you are still working there, 21 and 01. And in which city, suppose I'll say same, I'll say CHD. And in which country, so you're gonna choose India. So one is compulsory in this one, so that's good. Any occupation, if you are housewife, you can write housewife here, in which country. So obviously facility name, you can write your house name or leave it, just write it home here. So you can write anything, whatever you are doing for your living there. And next question is about background information. So number 1, within the past 2 years, have you or your family member ever had tuberculosis of lungs or been in close contact with a person with tuberculosis? If you have any record of like that, you need to say yes, and you write your description here, otherwise say no. Do you have any physical or mental disorder that would require social and health services other than medication during a stay in Canada? So if yes, say yes. Again, write the description here, otherwise say no. Question number 2, have you ever remained beyond the validity of your status, attended school without authorization, or worked without authorization in Canada? In super visa case, I will say no in many cases, but if there is any case of yes, say yes, and write all the details here, otherwise say no. Have you ever been refused a visa or permit, denied entry or order to leave or any other country or territory? So it is about like refused for some reasons. So if you applied for visitor visa before and you get refused, no problem. If any other reason, say yes or click no. Have you previously applied to enter or remain in Canada? Here, if you ever applied for visitor visa in Canada, say yes, and otherwise say no. Question number 3, have you ever committed, been arrested for, been charged with a convicted or any criminal offense in any other country or territory? Unfortunately, if there is a yes, you need to write yes. If it is record, if it is on record, so write detail here, otherwise say no. Did you serve in any military, civil defense unit or serve in security organization or police force? So if you yes, say yes and write the detail here about that, otherwise say no. Are you or have you ever been a member or associated with any political party or other group or organization which has engaged in advocated violence as a mean to achieving a political or religious objectives or associated with criminal activity at any time? Unfortunately, if yes, or you have record on that, yes, otherwise no. In most cases I know this is no. Have you ever been witnessed or participant in ill treatment of prisoner or civilian? So say no. I think so, no, that's the good answer. And when you all done this, they are asking here, do you consent to be connected by CIC? CIC is a Immigration, Citizen and Immigration Canada, and an organization at CIC request in the future. So most cases say yes. I prefer yes, but if you don't want to, yes, you can say no. Excuse me. And then you can fill your date here application. It can be today's date or it can be, and just I'll say this, choose. You can leave this because you need to sign it with your hand. And when you done this application form, the most important thing is you need to press validate button at the end. So you can go up, check all the columns one by one, all the columns again, and then you can press validate button. It will check your application if it is right or wrong, and if it is right, then what gonna happen. So let's check first. We're gonna click here and wait. So it says telephone number contain a value, so we missed one form thing here. So that's how it check all the forms. So we're gonna go say okay, and we're gonna go on telephone number here. So oh, I filled it, so somehow maybe maybe it got deleted. So we filled it again, and let's go check it again. If something wrong, it's gonna tell us again. So that's how you can check your form. If you fill it on computer, that's really good. It can tell you your mistakes. So they said validation completed successfully. So you done all this good. We're gonna say okay, and when this is done, you can see here we have 5 pages before and now they got 6. So you can get the 6th page here, which is called barcode page, and you need it for sure. You need it for sure. So when you are printing your application, you will print, when you start your application you have 5 pages. When you are done your application, you will have 6 pages, and this page is must. You need this page. So print out your application in full 6 pages. This is form IMM 5257. Now we're gonna move to form IMM 5707. This is very easy form. This also need to fill by both the parents if you are applying for both. So we're gonna start, and this need to be filled in black ink. If you wanna fill by hand or if you wanna fill on computer, that's very easy. So this is gonna start with section number A. You're gonna write your applicant name here, like I wrote Anita Gupta before, so I'm gonna write same here. I need to remember because these all are fake names. And then you're gonna write your marital status. If you are married, you're gonna write married here. So you are physically present on your marriage. Yes, you was, right? And then you're gonna write your date of birth, which was if I remember 1995 January 1st, right? And then you're gonna write your country of birth. It was India. And present occupation was farmer. Present address, oh, so we're gonna write present occupation down there, I'm sorry, here. And on the top we need to write our address. And I'm sorry, I don't remember the whole address right now, so I will write something what I wrote there. I think so, 75 Mira Road, but you need to write whole address there, whole address. Okay, so I'm just writing this much, but you need to write your full address, what you wrote before there. Next you're gonna write about your spouse, so you write Deepak Gupta here. You can fill out this form with pen if you want to. So marital status, obviously married, and physically same. You're gonna write here your his date of birth, country of birth, address, and present occupation. So this form need to be filled by main applicant, right? And here if he or she is coming to Canada with you or not. So if yes, there's a yes, click here. If no, click here. Then you need to write about your mother. So you're gonna write about here your mother's name, what is her marital status, what is her birth of date, what is of her country of birth, occupation. If housewife, write housewife, address, and then occupation. She is coming obviously in super visa, no. Then you're gonna write about father, same, you're gonna write father's name, marital status, date of birth, country of birth, address, occupation, and no. And this column is not applicable for us, so at the end you with the pen you can write an A in this column, because this is for if you are have a stepfather or stepmother, so that's for that. So we're gonna leave this. Now this is note, if no spouse or common law partner is listed in section A. So if there is you did not write anything here, then you need to signature here and write a date here. But if you wrote the name here already, you no need to do anything in this section, and you need to go below. Here you're gonna talk about your all the children, where they are living in the world, anywhere. It doesn't mean they live in India, Canada, Australia, London, anywhere. You need to mention your all the kids here. So gonna start with one. I will prefer to start with you are visiting and who are in Canada first. So write the name of your kid, son, daughter, their marital status, their date of birth, their country of birth, their present address, right now present address, and their present occupation, or they are coming with you in Canada or not. Obviously they are not coming with you, so you will say no. Your another kid, all the kids you need to list here. But if you are leaving this page blank, means you don't have any kid, then you need to signature here and write the date here. But in this case your kids are sponsoring you, so you need to obviously fill their information. And I will say please write right information in all, write about your all the kids here. I forgot to mention one thing in this form, like if your mother and father, unfortunately if they deceased, then you need to write here deceased and write the date on which date they got deceased. Yeah, so next thing, at the end of this form you need to, in section C, you need to signature and write your date here. So you can print date right now if you want to, or you can do it later when you are signing the form with your hand. And that's about IMM 5707. Now we will go back to 5484. So remember, we did already IMM 5257. We're gonna tick mark here. Family information form 5707, we're gonna do this. And this form is for, I told you, common law union, so in most cases we don't need this, so I'm gonna leave this blank. Use of representative, if you are not hiring any agent, you are doing by yourself, leave it blank. And if you are not authorizing someone else to talk on behalf of you with CIC, we're gonna leave it blank. In document checklist, fees payment, acceptable format, obviously you're gonna say yes because you're gonna give the fees. Photocopy of your passport, all pages on which you have any visa stamp, or your front and back, so you're gonna do all copies and say yes. And when you are marking here, please pile up your application one by one here. Then 2 photographs, yes. And then proof of financial support. So in this, if you are providing your any proof of fund, so you can tick here, otherwise leave it blank. Your photocopy of your marriage certificate, yes, you need to do. Purpose of traveling, you can say yes because you are doing this in invitation letter. Photocopy of your current immigration status, if your country of residence differ from the country of citizen listed on your passport, yes. So in most cases in super visa we don't need this. And minor traveling with you, yes, no, we don't have this in super visa. Any additional document if you have, you can say yes here, but in most cases we don't have that. This is letter of invitation from the sponsor, you are including this in your application. And then you are including their proof of income, which I told notice of assessment, you're gonna say yes. And then evidence of sponsored Canadian citizen or permanent residents, their document, their Canadian citizenship photocopy or their permanent resident copy, you're gonna provide that there. And your medical insurance certificate, you're gonna click here. So all the document is done. That's, you're gonna put this form IMM 5484 document checklist on the top of the application and put 1% all the document below there, and then you're gonna go for next person. But if you are applying for mom and dad, so you can put all the documents which is separate for them, like the in letter of invitation will be one for both of them, so you can put at the end. Fees, if you have 2 receipts for separate for them, or if a 1 receipt you can put in the first time. You don't need passport photocopy, you will have different, 2 photos you will have different, so you gonna put one by one. And you need 2 document checklist, one on one application and other on other application, and then put them all in one envelope. And as I told in my previous video, go to the visa application center, submit there, and you are done. I will say best of luck to you. I hope you will get your visa very soon. Till then, stay happy, stay positive. If you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe it and press the bell icon for more videos and more news about immigration of Canada. Thank you so much.